Hey, we're getting in the Christmas spirit at my house, and I feel like all of you are always asking if I'll still decorate for you. I'm still in retirement, but I'm having fun this year, and I'm going to show a couple of tips for you. Okay, the ideal situation is that you do this in phases. I've already had my tree up. It's pre-lit, but I add these red lights and specialty lighting at the top. So this is going to be a lit element. I'm going to fill this in with tons of picks, and that will actually come next. Specialty lighting to me is really what sets the tree apart. These are called Santa whiskers is what we call them. They're fairy lights that are going to run down the tree. So they have to go on in the beginning, and then we just tuck them away so that we can spread them out all over the tree. Okay, when you think you're done fluffing the tree, go back and do it again. Make sure you always start from the back and work forward so that when you're setting, looking at the tree, you don't see any holes. So I don't have a flocked tree. It's one of my favorite styles of tree. I have tons of these picks, so I'm going to stick it in randomly and marry it into the tree. Work the branches in it so it looks more natural. Okay, so I have put the majority of these on. I spread them out and I make them fit inside the other branches so it looks natural in the tree. Okay, I always wear an apron and gloves because I get on top of a ladder and I need scissors, wire, my phone will ring. So you definitely need it. It'll save you a million trips. The gloves, I know it looks like overkill, but I shove my hand so far into the tree so many times, my arms will be scratched. It dries my cuticles, so I just wear these. These are just garden gloves. So the top of my tree are these cherry blossoms or cherry crystals, and it's in 3 picks. So I have 2 in, one in the middle, one on the side. I'm gonna come over there, but right now I'm just separating so the lights go through all of it. So I'm giving you a visual because the topper is always the question. I just move my step stool ladder from side to side as I work it. And so I'm just trying to keep it in balance. I use different types of picks so that it has different contrast. Okay, we're working on the topper. I will mess with this through the whole process, but the top gets done. I always like a really big element at the top. Again, I might move him along the way, but I like it for a statement piece. This tree is all about layers. It has a ton of layers on it. And next come the cranberries. So I'm going to just interweave cranberry garlands all through this tree. And so that is what comes next. Okay, I think you saw earlier my garland on my mantle was just a green. It didn't have all of the flocking, but these are just picks because I like to kind of create my own, and it also lets me make it wider. Okay, you can see I have this pouch loaded up. I try to put on the same style of ornaments all at the same time so I can get them spread. I'm just gonna pop this in and wire it to the branch and twist it. So I put this on the branch, and if it doesn't fall where I want it to, I just take these and twist them any which way that I need to manipulate it to make it lay right. Okay, so you've got it. I've got this white pick. I have cranberries on the top of it. I can work in the other branches. Don't be afraid to layer it, and it'll give it a really cool stacked look. Okay, don't be afraid to just layer everywhere. I've showed you, these are good fillers, these balls. This is another example. It's a white pick, and then I stuck this pick on top. Then I will use the pick and dangle an ornament from, and it gives more dimension to the tree. Okay, I wire everything. It makes it hang so much nicer. So I just take the wire I'm gonna wrap it around this branch and it will pull the branch down, and if I need more height, I just take another branch to pop it up. Okay, now we're gonna stick a few picks in because I like to hang more ornaments from there. So go this way or here or come at it from an angle, but don't just stick it in. Usually it doesn't look very good that way. Okay, as you can see, there's been a lot added to the tree. Really, we're done. We're just gonna pull down the Santa whiskers at the end. But I want to reiterate about using the branches. Sometimes when you put an ornament on, it doesn't hang right, or it will, but just move it around. Okay, last tip. You need wire. It really helps on placement and getting them right to the tip of the branch. But just take your hooks. Everybody already has their ornaments on hooks. So if your ornament is already on a hook, you can just take it and take the hook and wrap it around the branch. That way you can move it wherever you need to go. Okay, I think you saw earlier my garland on my mantle was just a green. It didn't have all of the flocking, but these are just picks because I like to kind of create my own, and it also lets me make it wider. This style of decorating is all about layers. I love simple as well, but this is what I have, so I put it on every year in certain layers. So I've got the garland, I've got all the picks, and now I've added the finials, the bows. I'm gonna put on the last. Okay, I'm using a green and white velvet ribbon. I'm just going to put them on top of each other, and I'm gonna start with using the branches. So I'm gonna take 2 branches, twist it. I'll tuck that in later and I'll fluff all of this out later, but I'm just getting it on the tree. I just kind of let the ribbon take me wherever it's kind of naturally leading, and I'm just gonna work it around the tree. If you have to piece together a couple of pieces, it's super easy because you just tuck it back on a further branch and use these back branches and twist it in. Do not be afraid. Like, I have wire to use, but I also just take the branches and twist them around to secure it. That way I can really manipulate the bow and it's not gonna go anywhere. I just pull them however I like. Okay, a really simple way to make a really pretty bow is just to take a couple of ribbons. I like different textures. This one's velvet and then glitter. And you just start it. Make 3 simple loops. So I've done that. I'm gonna grab it again. And one more time. Okay, so I've cut the ribbon and I've already had the wire ready, and I'm just gonna have it go around these 3 loops. Tie it tight. Then we're gonna repeat it for however big of an area you're trying to spread with the bow. Okay, so now I've got 2 made, and when you go to put them on the tree, if you have a small pointed top, you can just wire this to the top, and then you just start spreading them out and separating each ribbon. Okay, and you can see you just keep pulling these around. This is for a different tree, but I'm just showing you the width, or you can make your tails bigger or smaller. And then you'll just wire it to the top, and you just keep moving all of these around until it takes on the shape that you want. Hey, thanks for all the Christmas love. I'm gonna show you a couple more things that I keep seeing pop up with your questions, and we're gonna show you the finished product of this garland. Hey, thank you for all the love about my Christmas decorating tips. I keep getting asked a few of the same questions, so I'm gonna talk about it. How to hang the garland. I used to struggle with this too, but I saw a really simple tip. You just take your garland and put it in half. Just fold it in half and make sure it's even. You don't have to have an expensive garland. This is a mid-priced one, but then I added the picks. But if you have a cheaper, thinner, skinnier garland, take 2, put them together, and just use the branches to marry them. twist them like that, and you can have two skinnies to make a wide one. After I put all the frosted picks in, I came back and added finishers. Tip, these are just the ones that broke off the garland. I just come through and stick them in and it looks perfect. I add these red birds because they're my favorite.